broad definition of element because element is the fundamentals or consists of things. For example, if we are going to talk about the elements of arts, it would be line, shape, texture, form, space, color, and value. With the addition of mark making and materiality, without the element of things, it wouldn't exist.
Good morning to everyone. Good morning to my fellow classmate. Good morning, Doc Bray. My name is John Efren Bolivar Espanola, and we're going to tackle why do we need to understand the element of arts. So are you ready to listen and learn? So for my opinion and for what I've researched, we need to understand the element of art because it has a lot of component and element, especially we have color, line, shape, and texture. Those kind of things we can combine it so that we can have a more impact of arts and everything. And we need to understand the elements of art because it has a lot of things that we need to appreciate. We need to understand behind it why it exists, because art is very important, because art is everything created by God is arts. That's why you need to understand art.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Crizel Andu. What is line? Line is an element of art defined by a point moving in space. It is probably the most fundamental of the elements of design, as it is usually the starting place for much of artistic creation. Line can be vertical, horizontal, diagonal, or curved. They can be any width or texture. Every important element of art is line. Why? Because imagine a work of art with no use of lines, whether it's a drawing, painting, or sculpture. Lines are important. They help form, shape, and also can communicate an idea or feelings. Thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Divine Chrissy Cipolo discussing about the classification or directions of line. Let's start off with vertical lines. Vertical lines are any lines that travels from bottom to top or up and down, vice versa. These lines are lines that are perpendicular to the horizontal line. Next up is horizontal line. Horizontal lines are any lines that travels from the left to the right. These lines are also perpendicular to the vertical lines. Next up is diagonal lines. Diagonal lines are slanted lines. These lines travels from the bottom left corner of any box or square to the upper right corner of any box or square having a slanted direction. Next is jagged line or zigzag lines. These lines has unevenly sharp edges. Lastly, we have curved lines. Curved lines are any line that are not straight but is bent. And that will be all. Thank you.
Let's talk about the colors. Colors as characteristic of visual perception, and colors is categorized in three groups. Number 1, the primary color. Primary color are the red, blue, and yellow. And the second is secondary color. The secondary color is a mixed color or primary color. And the third is tertiary. Tertiary colors are the mixed color of secondary and primary color. Colors are to three dimensions: the hue, saturation, and brightness. Let's talk about the hue. Hue is the quality of the color, or the tone of the color, or the shades of the color. Next is saturation. Saturation refers to the purity of the light. And last is brightness. Brightness refers to the level or the amount of light percent. Let's talk about the properties of colors. Properties has the three primary qualities: the hue, chroma, and value. These three primary qualities, also known as the three dimension of color.
My name is Eliza de Monteverde. I will discuss to you the classification of colors. First, primary colors, as known as the basic colors because they cannot be created by mixing other hues. Primary colors are yellow, red, and blue. Next is secondary color. Secondary color is mixing by two primary colors. For example, yellow and red, it creates the color of orange. Red and blue creates the color of purple. And blue and yellow creates the green. Tertiary is blended by primary and the secondary colors. For example, yellow orange, red purple, blue purple, blue green, and yellow green. And that's all the classification of the colors. Thank you.
Good morning, Doc Ray. Good morning, classmate. This is Marian Colette M. Ignacio, and today we're going to discuss about color schemes and ways of using colors. So let's move to the first topic, color schemes. Color scheme describes the overall selection of colors of an artwork. It has 5 types. First is analogous color scheme. Analogous color scheme uses colors that are next to each other on a color wheel. For example, blue, green, yellow, and orange. And the next type is complementary color scheme. Complementary color scheme is created by combining two colors that is opposite on the color wheel. For example, red and green. And the third type is split complementary color scheme. Split complementary color scheme utilize base colors and two secondary colors. For example, green, yellow, and violet. And the fourth is triadic color scheme. Triadic color scheme uses colors that evenly spaced around the color wheel. And the fifth is rectangular color scheme. Rectangular color scheme uses 4 colors that are arranged into 2 complementary pairs. So now let's move to the next topic, which is ways of using colors. First, use colors to direct attention. Second, use strong colors strategically. Third, improve readability with colors. Fourth, use colors according to their meaning. And last, choose the right colors combination.
Good morning everyone. Good morning Doc Ray. I am Justin Mayam Gonzalez, Bstm 2A Paris from Art Appreciation class. So let's talk about shape in terms of art. It is a closed contour or defined area. So if you take a line and enclose it, then you will have a created shape. Shape is a form of an object or external border, outline, or external surface. It is also a two-dimensional, which means it only has length and width. Next, let's talk about geometric and organic shape. Geometric shape or regular shapes are shapes that are easily to recognize. These are shapes that are generally had a specific name associated with them, such as circle, triangle, square, rectangle, star, heart, and etc. While organic shape or free-form shape are shapes that are seen to follow no rules. Why? These are the shape is generally don't have a name associated with them, or they are typically non-man-made, such as leaves, starfish, corals, animals, and etc. So, to summarize, shapes can play the important role in the creation of arts. They help to create a complex drawing and paintings, affect composition, and contribute to balance within a work. So, that's all about shape.
So let's talk about color. So what is color? Color is the aspect of things that is caused by differing qualities of light being reflected or emitted by them. To see color, you have the light. When the light shines on an object, some colors bounce off the object and others are absorbed by it. There are 3 main characteristics for understanding variations in color. These are hue, saturation, intensity, or brightness. Hue represents the observable visual difference between 2 wavelengths of color. Saturation, also called chroma, is a measure of the purity of color or how sharp or dull the color appears. And lastly, brightness. The brightness, also called luminance or value, is the shade darkness or tint lightness of a color. Areas of an evenly colored object in the direct light have higher brightness than areas in shadow. So let's proceed now to color symbolism chart. As you can see in your module that that my leader sent to you, there are many colors with the varied meanings and symbolisms.
Good morning everyone, my name is Virgula Jandonato B from Group 3 and this is our topic for today. What is form and what is the positive and negative areas? The number one question is what is form? In terms of art, form refers to the objects that have three-dimensional. We have length, width, and height. And there are more types of forms. We have sphere, cube, cylinder, cone, and the last is pyramid. The second question is, what is the positive and negative areas? Positive area is the best described as the areas in work of art that are the subject or areas of interest. And the negative areas describe around the subject or areas of interest. And we have example of positive and negative areas. We have two colors in this picture. We have white and black. White, it represents the positive areas and the color black is the represent to negative areas. And in this picture, it can create the positive and negative areas. And as a student, you have to appreciate the arts.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Doc Ray. I am the last reporter, May Angeli Iborda. So, what is space? Space is a work of art that refers to a feeling of depth or three dimensions. It can also refers to the artist's use of area within the picture plane. The area around the primary objects is called negative space, while the space occupied by objectives is called positive space. Texture refers to the surface quality of an art. So it is an object that you can touch or look as you feel it. So there are four types of texture. The first one is actual, means how you feel it when you touch it. The second one is simulated, visual effects texture without adding something on it. The third one is abstract, means an object translated textural patterns. And the last one is invented. Creative way of alternate materials can create an interesting texture. And that's all. Thank you.